Hey guys, it's day 73 of Bible in a Year, and we have some hot Coca-Cola.
That's what happens when you have dogs. You get hair in your cup.
Ew.
Take that.
That's what Tailspin 109 doesn't have pets. Well, I'm just kidding. That's not why. It's actually because he says he's allergic.
He's allergic to dogs or cats?
I think. Well, that's what I remember that he said.
Oh no.
He says he's not a pet person.
Well, okay, maybe some people don't like the responsibility, or they just don't.
I think he said he has some allergies. I think.
Oh, see that too. And some people just make that excuse because they just don't like dogs. And, I'm allergic, but they're really not. They just don't.
Tailspin, what if a cat wants to get adopted by you?
He said, "Nope."
Nope.
This thing is not supposed to be on my Bible.
Well, what's going on with your Bible?
When I had to wipe up the hot chocolate, it's getting my Bible wet. I don't want to ruin my Bible.
No!
Let's put this towel here.
Okay, that's good.
We're reading Numbers 29 and 30, John chapter 9, verses 1 to 17, and Psalm 31. So Numbers 29. $29.30.
I love water milk mixed with hot Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I like half and half.
Half and half.
Halves and halves.
You like creamer with the with hot cocoa?
Sometimes.
I was trying to make a joke because you said half and half.
Well, you know what half and half is, right?
What?
People use half and half. It's called half and half in their coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's half cream and half milk, I believe. It's half and half. That's good. I like having that in my coffee.
You use coconut cream sometimes?
Yeah, that tastes good too. Some people could put coconut oil or butter in their coffee just to have some healthy fats or whatever.
Healthy fats.
Or ghee. Ghee's real good. Okay. Numbers 29. Offerings at the Feast of Trumpets. My husband plays the trumpet. Okay. I
believe you. I've seen it before. Did he ever play it at a concert or something?
Yes, he's on a CD.
I know it.
One of those Spanish CDs, Llamada Final. The first song, he has a solo trumpet part that he plays on it. I should let you hear it. I think I'll let you hear it. I don't think you. I'll find it after this and I'll let you hear it.
One of my favorite songs at Grandma's church that I heard is na 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 na. I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was called because
it's in Spanish.
Yes. Thankfully, I'm learning Spanish. That's
good.
why I kind of need it because I want to understand what people say.
Yes, that's important.
In a different language.
Yep. All four of my grandparents, when I went to visit them when I was little, all four of them just spoke Spanish. They never spoke English to me. My grandparents never spoke English to me. Always Spanish. Solo español. Every time I would go in the house, solo español. We weren't allowed to speak English.
Hey, Mom.
Only in Spanish. So.
Me gusta la canta.
You like the song?
No, I love to sing.
You like to sing, okay. Okay. Offerings at the Feast of Trumpets, chapter 29 of Numbers. And in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall have a holy convocation, and shall do no customary work. For you, it is a day of blowing the trumpets. You shall offer a burnt offering as a sweet aroma to the Lord, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 lambs in their first year without blemish. Their grain offering shall be of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 of the ram, 2/10 for the ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs. Also 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering to make atonement for you. Besides the burnt offering with its grain offering for the new moon, the regular burnt offering with its grain offering and their drink offerings, according to their ordinance, as a sweet aroma, an offering made by fire to the Lord. Offerings on the Day of Atonement. On the 10th day of the 7th month, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall afflict your soul. You shall afflict your souls. You shall not do any work. You shall present a burnt offering to the Lord as a sweet aroma. 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 lambs in their first year. Be sure they are without blemish. Their grain offering shall be of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 for 1 ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs. Also 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering, besides the sin offering for atonement, the regular burnt offering with its grain offerings and their drink offerings. Offerings at the Feast of Tabernacles. On the 15th day of the 7th month, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no customary work, and you shall keep a feast to the Lord 7 days. Oh, 7 days of stuff in your face? 7 days of a feast?
Ooh.
Feasting for 7 days?
I want to feast with God forever.
Yo también.
What?
Yo también.
What does that mean?
Me too.
Yo también. Okay.
You shall represent a burnt offering, an offering made by fire as a sweet aroma to the Lord, 13 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 lambs in their first year. They shall be without blemish. Their grain offering shall be of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each of the 13 bulls, 2/10 for each of the 2 rams, and 1/10 for each of the 14 lambs. Also 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering and its drink offering. On the 2nd day, present 12 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs in their first year without blemish, and their grain offering and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs by their number, according to the ordinance. Also 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, with its grain offering and their drink offerings. On the 3rd day, present 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs in their first year without blemish, and their grain offering and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs by their number, according to the ordinance. Also 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering and its drink offering. On the 4th day, present 10 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 lambs in their first year without blemish, and their grain offering and their drink offering for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs by their number, according to the ordinance. Also 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the 5th day, present 9 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 lambs in their first year without blemish, and their grain offering and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs by the number according to the ordinance. Also 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the 6th day, present 8 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 lambs in their first year without blemish, and their grain offering and their drink offering for the bulls, for the rams, and the lambs by the number of the drink offering, bulls offering, rams, and lambs, right? Sin offering, no blemish. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Can you imagine who wrote the book of Numbers? All these drink up.
I'm just kidding.
Offering. You're so
You did say that he wrote the book.
Well, he inspired men to write the Bible.
Oh.
So it wasn't like God wrote it. He wrote it through men. Men wrote it because God told them what to say.
Okay.
But it's a lot of the same thing going over and over and over again. Okay. And their grain offering and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs by their number according to the ordinance. Also 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the 7th day, present 7 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 lambs in their first year without blemish, and their grain offering and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs by their number according to the ordinance. Also 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the 8th day, you shall have a sacred assembly. You shall do no customary work. You shall present a burnt offering, an offering made by fire as a sweet aroma to the Lord.
Work?
Yeah, like you're not supposed to work. You know how they say, like on the Sabbath.
Sabbath day, yeah.
I think it's kind of like
sounds too much like the commandment.
Sweet aroma to the Lord. Okay, 1 bull, 1 ram, 7 lambs in their first year without blemish, and their grain offerings and their drink offerings for the bull, for the ram, and for the lambs by their number according to the ordinance. Also 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. These you shall present to the Lord as your appointed feasts, besides your vowed offerings and your free will offerings, as your burnt offerings and your grain offerings, as your drink offerings and your peace offerings. Oh my God.
Is it repeating?
So Moses told the children of Israel everything just as the Lord commanded Moses. Okay, so now we're going to Numbers chapter 30.
Numbers chapter 30. The first, this is my second.
That's fine. The law concerning vows. Then Moses spoke to the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which the Lord has commanded. If a man makes a vow to the Lord or swears an oath to bind himself by some agreement, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeds out of his mouth. Or if a woman makes a vow to the Lord and binds herself by some agreement while in her father's house in her youth, and her father hears her vow and the agreement by which she has bound herself, and her father holds his peace, then all her vows shall stand, and every agreement with which she has bound herself shall stand. But if her father overrules her on the day that he hears, then none of her vows nor agreements by which she has bound herself shall stand, and the Lord will release her because her father overruled her. So if you try to make a promise and your dad says, no, you can't do that. Okay, no, you don't have to do that promise. If indeed she takes a husband while bound by her vows or by a rash utterance from her lips by which she bound herself, and her husband hears it and makes no response to her on the day that he hears, then her vows shall stand, and her agreements by which she bound herself shall stand. But if her husband overrules her on that day that he hears it, he shall make void her vow which she took and what she uttered with her lips by which she bound herself, and the Lord will release her. Okay, so your father can overrule your vows, or if you have a husband, then your husband can overrule your vows.
I forgot what it was.
Okay. Also, any vow of a widow or a divorced woman by which she has bound herself shall stand against her. If she vowed in her husband's house or bound herself by an agreement with an oath, and her husband heard it and made no response to her and did not overrule her, then all her vows shall stand, and every agreement by which she bound herself shall stand. But if her husband truly made them void on that day he heard them, then whatever proceeded from her lips concerning her vows or concerning the agreement binding her, it shall not stand. Her husband has made them void, and the Lord will release her. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict her soul, her husband may confirm it, or her husband may make it void. Now, if her husband makes no response whatever to her from day to day, then he confirms all her vows or all the agreements that bind her. He confirms them because he made no response to her on the day that he heard them. But if he does make them void after he has heard them, then he shall bear her guilt. Ooh. These are the statutes which the Lord commanded Moses between a man and his wife, and between a father and his daughter in her youth in her father's house. Interesting. Okay. John 9. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
I'm feeling so much warmer because out there is frío.
It is freezing. I took my dogs for a walk in the rain, and it is frigid. What is the
frigid?
It's frigid. It's 43 degrees. Of course, where Eliseo was, it was -7 or something. And he had to sleep outside, and he was sick. Sleep outside in the snow, sick. That's rough.
I'm sorry.
It's 43 degrees. It's 43 degrees over here.
I'm shocked because my brother's not gonna be okay.
No, he's fine. He's feeling better. Remember when we talked to him?
This is my third cup of hot Coca-Cola.
John 9 verses 1 to 17. A man born blind receives sight. Ooh, that's nice. Can you imagine being born not seeing anything? You're born blind.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Remember the girl that's blind and deaf? What's that girl's name again? Helen.
Helen Keller.
Helen Keller.
That's crazy. Can you imagine? All you could do is feel things.
But that was even worse because she was deaf and blind.
All you could do is feel things. You can't hear or see. But can you imagine being born blind? You never saw anything from when you were born, and then all of a sudden, when you're older, you see everything. You're like, it must be weird. Like you're not used to seeing stuff. Anyways.
It's just like,
or like there's a movie called At First Sight, and the guy this guy's blind. He's like 30-year-old man, and he got blind when he was really little, like when he was like 5 or something. And so everything he's like he knows this is a cup, but he's never seen it. This is a cup. So when he sees, so they go, okay, what is that? And he looks at it and he's like, and then they give it to him. He's like, oh, this is a cup. But when he just looks at something, he doesn't know what it is because he doesn't know how to recognize things by sight. He's like, oh, this is a cup. Like he's used to just feel it. That's crazy.
He's just used to
Yeah,
But
like
he's just like,
what is that? They can't recognize because he never saw it. Oh, it's crazy. Anyways, okay, John chapter 9. A man
looks
born
prettier when you look at
blind. See this? Yeah. Now, as Jesus passed by, he saw a man who was blind from birth, and his disciples asked him, saying, Rabbi, who sinned, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Like they think he was born blind because he sinned or his parents sinned. So, oh, that's your punishment. You're blind. So Jesus answered, neither this man nor his parents sinned, but that the works of God should be revealed in him. I must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. The night is coming when no one can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. When he had said these things, he spat on the ground and made clay. So he spit in the dirt and made with dirt, made mud, made clay with the saliva, and he anointed the eyes of the blind man. So he spit, put it on the blind man's eyes.
And that was God. I knew
Yeah,
it.
Jesus
okay,
did that.
I'd be okay with it.
So he made his blind man. Okay, and it says he anointed the eyes. He put it on, spit with the dirt on the dude's eyes.
So you mean he as an uppercase E?
Yes.
He.
And he said to him, go wash in the pool of Siloam, which is translated sent. So he went and washed and came back seeing. So he washed off the spit, and God spit in the dirt, made him see. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Therefore, the neighbors and those who previously had seen that he was blind said, is not this he who sat and begged? Some said, this is he. Others said,
the blind dude.
He is like him. He said, I am he. Therefore, they said to him, how were your eyes opened? He answered and said, a man called Jesus made clay and anointed my eyes and said to me, go wash in the pool of Siloam and wash. So I went and washed and I received sight. Then they said to him, where is he? He said, I do not know. The Pharisees excommunicate the healed man.
I wonder if there was if they got some of God, they still have some of God spit in there and they put it in the clay, they put it in like a bottle or something, they squirt it on the blind person's eyes and oh, that's $1 million.
I know, exactly. God, can you spit on this dirt and put it in a jar? And okay, you guys want to see? This is $1 million. You want to see? This is Jesus spit. It'll heal your eyes.
I would ask God how much he would want it to be.
Okay, the Pharisees excommunicate the healed man. They brought him who formerly was blind to the Pharisees. Now it was a Sabbath when Jesus made the clay and opened it. So now they're Pharisees. They don't like Jesus because he's doing this. They're saying, oh, Jesus did it because on Sabbath you're not supposed to work. You healed this man's eyes on the Sabbath. You weren't supposed to do any work. Are you serious?
These are God's rules.
Wow. Okay.
God's rules.
So now it was Sabbath when Jesus made the clay and opened his eyes. Then the Pharisees also asked him again how he had received his sight. He said to them, he put clay on my eyes and washed, and I see. Therefore, some of the Pharisees said, this man is not from God because he does not keep the Sabbath. Oh, my God.
Do you have to keep the
Sabbath? That's unbelievable. Okay. How can a man who is a sinner do such signs? And there was a division among them. They said to the blind man again, what do you say about him because he opened your eyes? He said, he is a prophet. That's what the guy that was seeing now. They asked the guy that he healed him. What do you think of this guy? Oh, he's a prophet. Hello, he's healing people. Okay, so next one is Psalm 31.
Dude, why are you mad at this dude for healing someone?
They just want to find stuff. They just want to find any little thing because they don't like what he's doing. Everybody's loving him and they're mad.
They jelly.
Kind of like the current administration. Just try to make up crap just because they don't like the person there. Okay, so Psalm 31.
Psalm 61. Go back.
Okay, Psalm 31. Okay, so here we go.
31 right there.
The Lord, a fortress in adversity. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. In you, O Lord, I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in your righteousness. Bow down your ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be my rock of refuge, a fortress of defense to save me. For you are my rock and my fortress. Therefore, for your name's sake, lead me and guide me. Pull me out of the net which they have secretly laid for me. For you are my strength, into your hand I commit my spirit. You have redeemed me, O Lord God of truth. I have hated those who regard useless idols, but I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in your mercy, for you have considered my trouble. You have known my soul in adversities, and have not shut me up into the hand of the enemy. You have set my feet in a wide place. Have mercy on me, O Lord, for I am in trouble. My eye wastes away with grief, yes, my soul and my body, for my life is spent with grief, and my years with sighing. My strength fails because of my iniquity, and my bones waste away. I am a reproach among all my enemies, but especially among my neighbors, and am repulsive to my acquaintances. Those who see me outside flee from me. I am forgotten like a dead man, out of mind. I am like a broken vessel, for I hear my slander of many. For I hear the slander of many. Fear is on every side. While they take counsel together against me, they scheme to take away my life. But as for me, I trust in you, O Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hand. Deliver me from the hand of the enemies and from those who persecute me. Make your face shine upon your servant. Save me for your mercy's sake. Do not let me be ashamed, O Lord, for I have called upon you. Let the wicked be ashamed. Let them be silent in the grave. Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak insolent things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. Oh, how great is your goodness, which you have laid up for those who fear you, which you have prepared for those who trust in you, in the presence of the sons of men. You shall hide them in the secret place of your presence. From the plots of man, you shall keep them secretly in a pavilion from the strife of tongues. Blessed be the Lord, for he has shown me his marvelous kindness in a strong city! Exclamation mark. In a strong city! For I said in my haste, I am cut off from before your eyes. Nevertheless, you heard the voice of my supplications when I cried out to you. Oh, love the Lord, all you his saints! Exclamation mark. Oh, love the Lord, all you his saints! For the Lord,
All you his saints.
for the Lord preserves the faithful and fully repays the proud person. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, and you will hope in the Lord.
Yay.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Okay, guys, we'll see you mañana for day number 74. Good night. God bless.
Bye. This was a good one.